Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. It is so great to have you guys here. If you are new to the channel, my name is Noah Cavanaugh. I'm a professional soccer player down in Perth, Australia, and currently playing here in this beautiful weather. Today, I'm going to be answering a question that I've gotten a lot, and will you become a professional? So anybody who's watching this, are these attributes that you have that'll help you become a pro? Obviously, there's so many factors that go into something like that and becoming a professional. You have to be disciplined, you have to be ambitious, you have to have perseverance, etc. So we're gonna go through all of those things and hopefully in today's video give you guys an idea of whether or not you will be able to go pro. So come along with me for my workouts as well, and we'll get after it. All right, guys, out at the pitch again. Super nice little stadium here in Kingsway, so very excited for that. Jai should be here in just a minute. I think he just pulled up. We'll probably do like a pretty position-specific base training thing today. And my face is very shiny because I have a lot of sunscreen on because I got very burned yesterday in my game. So that is the plan for today, but I'll introduce you guys to Jai again and we'll hop into it. All right, fam, so this first drill that we're doing is set up in that 4-cone drill that I've shown a couple times before, and we're doing a certain type of skill. So in that case, a pullback with a inside touch, and then we're going up and down the cones with different types of touches and then accelerating through. So we'll watch it again. This time it's behind the back L turn with that inside touch, and we'll go through the rotation just like that every single time. Alright guys, hope you can hear me over the wind. Really great first drill especially for like warming up the legs, making sure ankles are good to go. Lots of good touches. We probably got a couple hundred touches at least in that drill, plus a little bit of dribbling. Next, we're gonna hop into a box drill. So you got 2 boxes about 10 meters apart, and all we're doing is getting that pass in, open up touch, pass in, open up touch. So it's a really simple drill. We'll do that probably for about 10-15 minutes and then hop into the last little bit of work with some dynamic dribbling and passing. Yeah. All right, so the next set of passing drills, all we're doing here is a 2-touch with a little drop to the backside, and then we'll hop into the next progression after this one. So this is just a warm up. Next one is a touch out of the grid, and then back in the middle for the other partner. Pretty straightforward. It's really great to get that first touch going. This one now I've set up, as you can see, orange cones on the corners. And so what we're doing is we're going back and forth, and Jai and I are each calling out for each other every couple passes to go yellow or to orange. And then, as you can see, Jai here turns around that cone, plays it in, comes and gets it again, and then we start bouncing. The third variation is with a pink cone that I've put at the back. So we'll go yellow here, and then as I come through, keep
playing. And again, this one, so I open up, touch inside, and then around that pink cone at the back, and then back through. So that's just the 3 rotations of this drill. Super straightforward, really great to get your body moving and to start that dribbling and passing in the same drill. The final drill that we did is coming over those cones. We're doing different skills on those orange cones that I'm at right there. After 6 passes, I get a bounce, dribble through the pink, and then it's an up, back, and around each of these cone in the W. So a touch forward, bounce it, drop back, across the back here. And something that I need to do much better of, you can see me do it a little bit as I'm going backwards, is checking my shoulder. So I got to do better on that one next drill. Right here, we're doing straight leg hops. Make sure to keep those legs super straight and explode as high as you can as you're going through them. Next drill in our sprint session is single leg runner hops, and making sure to keep the knee as high as possible the entire time, no swinging in the lower body, so it's focused on that explosion out of the foot that's hitting the ground. First set of the wall drill is a lunge start. So as you can see, I'm starting in a lunge, up, and then a double switch. So it's pretty straightforward, just making sure I'm exploding into the wall. You can use a fence, a wall, like in your bedroom or something like that. Very easy to do, really anywhere that you have something stable to explode into. Of the way that you pump your legs, which is super important when you're getting going in the first couple acceleration steps in the sprint. So that's what we're trying to focus on right now, getting that sorted, getting the form sorted, and then we're going to do one more variation of that, and then we'll hop into a little bit more like dynamic jumps and sprints and stuff. The second wall drill that we're doing is an extend backwards and a triple switch. So 1, 2, 3 at the top, extend back, and I switch legs every time. These are 3 continuous broad jumps. Get as far and as high as you possibly can in a continuous manner. Try to stay very explosive in each of these 3 hops. Similar to a few drills ago, this is the runner hop with the knee drive. So we're really swinging and getting as high as we can out of that jump. Super basic A skip now, just making sure that you're keeping your upper body straight and erect. Next drill is called scissors, so making sure that those legs stay straight and you're making really quick contact with the ground every single time. These are called triple Bosch skips, and they are a little complicated to get the rhythm of, but it's just similar to the drill that we did on the wall. It's 3 with the A skip form. Then we hopped into bounds, which is just getting as high, good form, and as long as strides as possible. The final piece are getting into sprints. Now I would do these sprints with a sled, but instead we decided to do these reps just holding each other back because we didn't have access to a sled. So just make do with what you've got.
All right guys, good session with Jai. Wasn't just the highest quality, just I think because number one, I was pretty stupid and forgot my ball pump. So the balls were a little flat, which I know is sort of a small complaint, but it definitely makes a difference. Gonna try to go grab a ball pump right now actually. And then I think his ankles were going on him, which is unfortunate. I told him to rest and stuff, so hopefully he does that and takes care of his body. So big important thing. But first one I want to talk about for today, for being a professional player, is you have to have discipline. So even if a session like this is not going very well and you're feeling like, man, like why am I out here? We still got a speed session in and a technical session in. We're getting touches on the ball, we're getting all that stuff going. And I think with your discipline, every single professional player is disciplined one way or the other. So you've got to have the discipline either to rest when you have to rest or to work really hard and to push yourself when you need to push yourself. So both of those sides are super, super important, and you got to understand that discipline is a key factor in becoming a professional footballer. All right guys, it is one of my favorite times of the day. It is nap time. And I am super excited because I am exhausted, didn't sleep much last night as I mentioned before. So after I get up from the nap, I'm gonna explain to you guys the entire process of what it is to be a pro, and if that is something that you have or those are attributes that you guys have or possess. Super, super important to pay attention to those because it is something, it's all about self-awareness. So if you have them, fantastic, keep doing that stuff. And if you don't have them, maybe be self-aware enough to say, you know what? Actually, I need to change some things about myself, my habits, my perseverance, my dedication, etc., so that I can achieve my goal of becoming a professional footballer if that's what you want to do. So bottom line is we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about how you're going to get there, and then we're going to see if we can get some really, really good conversations around those topics, because I do think they are absolutely essential when thinking about what it means to be a professional footballer. Talk to you guys in a little bit, and sleep well. Investing in. So the next thing we're going to talk about is drive. So drive is sort of an interesting concept because I think there's a lot of definitions for it. The way that I would look at drive is the way that you think about it like motivation. So somebody who's driven is, yes, going to be motivated, but they're also able to kind of bounce between self-motivation and external motivation. So they're players who are really easy to coach
and they want to do better at training every time. They have drive to do other things outside of football as well. So oftentimes when I think about the healthiest people on football teams, it's the people who do super, super well in training, take care of their bodies, eat well, do everything that's necessary to be a professional footballer. And they've got side hustles. They've got something else that they do to keep their mind occupied so that they are always busy and they are always doing things that make them feel fulfilled. Because in the case of a bad training, so for instance, for me, for YouTube, I feel I am a very driven person because I'm always shooting towards my goals. Everything that I do, I'm answering the question, is this something that moves me closer to or further from my goal? And with that drive, I'm able to take, say I have a kind of a poor training session, I'm gonna go over to my YouTube work and I'm gonna work really hard and get it done as quickly as I possibly can in the best possible way. And that way I'm switching my mentality no matter what, because I'm driven towards those goals. So if that makes sense, hopefully that is a good explanation. Drive is something that is so, so, so important. So the next one we'll talk about in a little bit is perseverance. All right, fam, so for lunch, it is currently about 3 o'clock, so I'm a little late on the lunch end of things, but really quickly I wanted to sit down and talk about perseverance. So perseverance is something that I think is absolutely essential for a pro footballer. So you've got, say, a situation where a coach likes you but doesn't quite believe in you right away, or you've got teammates that are harassing you on social media, or you've got something else going on, you've got an injury. Perseverance makes all of those bumps in the road smooth out. So perseverance is simply, can I get up from these things that are happening in my football life? So for instance, when I was in Los Angeles, there was a really poor situation in the house that I was living in, and so that created a really tough environment for me emotionally and with my football, and it was causing some craziness in my brain. And so what I said is, I sat down with myself and I said, you know what, I got to be able to persevere through this, because if I don't, I'm not going to make it to the level that I want to be at in a year or 2 years time. And having perseverance and getting over that was absolutely key to the success that I'm having now in Australia in 2021. So perseverance is absolutely a key factor in becoming a pro. So if you have perseverance, you might be a professional soccer player. All right, fam, so the next thing that I want to talk about is a positive attitude. And that is something that has been, ooh, that's loud. That has been something that I have preached for a super long time, because it is something that has carried me through my career, both in leadership positions on the field as well as just in life in general. A lot of people are attracted to that positive attitude. If you're not attracted to a positive attitude, I'm not sure what's going on there, but no judgment here. I'm just kind of, I want to preach that having a positive attitude is such a huge thing. So in, say, a trial or in a game or a training session, if you make a mistake and your first reaction is like, no stress, all right, body language is up, shoulders are broad, ready to go, it's like, you know what, that's fine, I'm going to do it again and I'm going to get better next time. That is such a huge thing for coaches, and I know for a fact, especially if you guys, depending on whatever level you want to make it to next, so whether you're a high school player looking to play in college or university, or whether you're a uni player looking to go semi-pro or professional, people love that positive reaction and positive attitude. So, and to be fair, overall, when you're faced with challenges, so things like sore muscles or some of the stuff that I was talking about earlier, like the setbacks and stuff, having a positive attitude literally is game changing when you're talking about making sure that your mindset is correct moving into the next phase of your play. So positive attitude, add it to the list of things that you must have in order to be a professional soccer player.
Dish.
A Jamie Oliver dish.
Yeah, it's like it's called, I think it was like crushed roast potatoes and chicken thigh.
So crushed roast potatoes and chicken what?
Chicken thigh.
Chicken thigh and
Cherry tomatoes.
cherry tomatoes. Tomatoes.
Boy.
delicious dinner. Thanks to the lovely Alana Rosewood. And we are going to watch some Game of Thrones because... What episode are we on?
I don't know. A scary one.
A scary one. Oh. Actually, I can't spoil it for the people who watch this channel either because some of them are younger than MI 15 plus. Okay, delicious dinner, and then Alana's going to answer some questions because, by the way, she's a former professional player in the, what is it called? The WSPS? W League. Okay, in the W League, which is the Australian Women's Professional League. So she's going to answer some questions based on what we've been talking about already today. Going to get this down. Probably will be a little bit later when we're all feeling like we're full and in a much better mood. I think everybody's kind of hungry right now. So talk to you guys soon. All right, guys. I am here with one of my housemates, Alana, who is a former professional player. She's going to explain where she played, how old she was, what position she was, and then we're going to jump into a few things, kind of like we talked about earlier, things like drive, things like you've got to have a positive attitude, things that help with being a professional footballer, and things that move you forward in your career. So, yeah, off to you.
Yeah, cool. Like I said, my name's Alana, and I was playing for the W League, which is the women's league here. But it's basically state-based, so I was playing for the Newcastle Jets, which is like the metropolitan region in New South Wales. I was a goalkeeper, and I was 17 at the time.
Fantastic. So what are some of the things that you, as a former professional, and even during that time as a pro, you found were really helpful in getting to that game and getting to that level?
Yeah, I think definitely probably one of the key things that got me there was how much I loved it. I think the passion that I had for it every day was definitely what got me there. I was that kid at school that never went without my soccer ball. I had it there every single day. I juggled absolutely non-stop. I played all through the week and I played for multiple teams and it was just non-stop. Thank my parents for supporting that total journey because it would have been a lot on them as well. But yeah, I was that kid where in the morning I'd say to mum, I'm feeling really unwell, I can't go to school today, and she's like, all right, but if you can't go to school, you can't go to training. And I was like, right, pack a bag, I'm going, I'm not missing training.
Exactly. No, that's huge, and actually that's such a good point, because I didn't talk about that at all, which was like the love for the game, which at the end of the day is like what carries you through everything.
100%.
Mentioned it a little bit with some of the positive attitude stuff and like some of the drive, but that's more like, you know, when business is business, that's kind of where that stuff comes in. But just like loving the game is something that we all are playing because it's just a game. So
100%.
yeah, huge thing. So thank you so much for coming on. Again, this is one of my wonderful housemates, and so thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, guys. See you in a sec. All right, guys, so that is it for the video. I hope you really enjoyed some of those insights that I had, and obviously Alana had. She's a fantastic athlete and just what a phenomenal goalkeeper. So hasn't played in a little bit, but was just unbelievable in her time and in her day. So she's actually studying for Cairo School now, which is such a cool application of that sports science. So anyway, long story short, huge fan of hers, obviously, as we're living together. And yeah, so that is it for the video, guys. I am really excited to share these insights with you because I do think it's such a important thing to consider when looking internally. And I think self-awareness, especially in the game of football, is such a huge thing. People always talk about, you know, it's always in your control, and you have control over the things that you do in your football career. And so it's really important to hone in on those skills and some of the things that we talked about today in this video and apply them to your own game, because at the end of the day, that's what's going to carry you on and be successful. So at the end of the day, all good stuff. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And as always, guys, be awesome. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.